Greetings, fellow members of the clan. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Episode 5, Causing Forced Genetic Mutations. So here we are. See that flaming black smoke? That is the meteorite. Took me long enough, I took a kind of a roundabout route to it. But if you open up the intelligence, as you can see, it's a diamond, not a square. A square is like just, you know, resources. A diamond is a point of interest. Landmark discovery, Swamp's meteorite site. And now I'm going to inspect it. Meteorite's radiation effects. Kids without a mutation neuron now have one if they are with you. A growing neuron is now initiated and energized. Every living kid now brings one more reinforcement for this generation. Meaning our reinforcement points are massively up. Alright, new objective, befriend an outsider. I kind of already done that twice, but I'll try to do it again if there's more outsiders around. The members with me are getting cold due to the rain, so let's also get to some cot leaves and eat them, because I'm about to get cold too. And that little red pulse you saw was me losing my status effect buff. Come on, guys. Heat up. Alright. Head home. And befriend an outsider. I'm also interested to see what mutations we ended up picking up. No, you don't. Go away. Mutate the babies? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we are like up to almost 36 hours of awake time. So, yeah, getting some R&R is, like, absolutely a must. I'm actually surprised. One of the things I was trying to do is to force the game to tell me to sleep, and it hadn't happened much the way that it told me to eat. It is pretty generous, and I think it's generous because, you know, you're just running on adrenaline. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Literally as I'm saying it. And now it's going, hey, go to sleep, you idiot, or you're gonna kill yourself. Alright, we're home. Let's drop our tools. And then check out what neurons we can mess with. before we go to sleep. All right, here we go. The success rate of an alteration using a tool has increased. Cool. A learned ability. So down here we've got fight response. So we can prepare an attack quicker. That sounds mighty nice, given how I fight everything. And then even more importantly, this node. Group defense. Once connected, clan members will have the ability to defend themselves during an attack, provided they have a weapon in hand. Alright, this one is tolerance to undergo successful attacks has increased. We've got evading. Over here, we've got sense of smell. Improved sense of smell. Let's do it. Down here, we've got body language. Being able to use like body language to be able to communicate actions between members. Let's do successive attacks. And then we've got perceptual time dilation, basically giving you better reaction time. And evasive action if we have the... Yeah, we had the resources for it. Perfect. Sweet. Alright, time for some good sleep. I'm gonna sleep for like a lot. Because we're out a while. Oh, you know, I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and tell my crew they stay here. So no, they're no longer following me. Because I don't need to risk so many people to go befriend an outsider. So I'm telling them, just stay here, you're fine. Alright, let's go try to find an outsider after we have our daily fill of water. Now, it might be a little tricky to find an outsider because the, like, 2 starting outsiders that spawn near you, I kind of already did, out of order again. But I'll do my best. Definitely don't have osteoporosis with this monkey. Now let's go deeper into the jungle. The other thing I could do is to do discovery spots while I try to find an outsider. So that at least I'm making some progress on discovery stuff. It gives me kind of a direction. I'm just making sure that there's like no one up in the trees. So most outsiders, not all of them, but most outsiders will be like up in the trees. But their indication spot, they're like you'll be able to see them from kind of far away. Oh, something new. A gathering spot that I can poke with a stick. And we just learned that we can poke sticks into holes to get snails. Works for me. No. Go away, Mamba. Alright, any outsiders around? Sorry, I'm sure I'm making you dizzy. So, I didn't see any. Let's move towards this spot as just a potential destination, because we don't have anywhere specific to go. All while ideally avoiding being eaten by crocodiles. I did just realize our dopamine levels are a little low from that run-in with the mamba. I don't want to go into a panic, so next chance I get to eat something yummy, here we go. I'll take. Oh, speaking of which, dang it. Go away, Mamba. You're freaking me out, man. Good God. What am I, like a snake bag? Okay. Well, round 2. Fine. You want some? Oh, bad luck. It wasn't me, I didn't screw up, but the stick broke and it didn't work. I did it right, but it failed. And I actually honestly really like that feature of this game. It's like, I break tools and I fail at attacks and like it has nothing to do with my skills. It just happens, right? You know, we're not perfect monkeys. I do like how it doesn't have an immediate, like, negative consequence. Like, I die as a result of, like, a bad RNG. I mean, that's pleasant enough, but still. Alright, checking the treetops. Well, let's go there. It's not a person, but... I wonder if that, black kitty will be back again soon. Oh, here we go. Good for munchies. I love these leaves. That is a warthog. Okay, I'm fine. Hey, we're satiated. I guess there was a rock python next to us. Did not know. Made a python kill a giant warthog. I don't know if I made that happen, but I'll take credit. I feel like we just discovered boasting at 10 million BCE. Well, I killed a rock python, or a warthog, by luring a rock python. No, I didn't. Would not be a bad idea, speaking of which, to sharpen the stick a bit. I see that cat over there. I'm sure there's others. But we're getting pretty close to our destination here. Yeah, I can... Let's do it. Sharpen this before the bad kitty gets us. Come on. Staring at the stick. Alright. If Kitty wants to fight, I got 2 weapons. You want to fight? I don't see it coming to me. Not actively, at least. I haven't looked around for other outsiders in a while. So once I'm up this a little bit, I'm going to do just that. Because now that we're in kind of a... Oh yeah, that cat was definitely following me. Now that we're in a kind of a new region, there's a greater chance for me to find one. Alright, this is the father tree. I am not seeing any other individuals around. Let's go that way. No! I didn't mean to drop, I meant to launch. We're good. I saved it. You know, I'm probably getting the munchies. Let's have some dates. Please don't be poison. That one looks gross. Drop that one. If we can conquer our fears. Here we go. And then head inwards and hopefully discover some new outsiders. For the record, I accidentally made this like super hard mode because all the outsiders that we started next to I befriended before I was honestly supposed to, and finding new ones, it takes a bit more effort as you are required to travel farther out. And, you know, my bad. Alright, I don't see any around here, so let's keep going. New landmark. This is the orchard. Something stalking me? No? Okay. So that black smoke or whatever, you should recognize it by now. It is the indications, generally speaking, of a meteorite strike. But I do not have other members of my tribe with me for the full benefit. Oh yeah, I'm getting stalked. 100%. There's a saber-tooth behind me somewhere. So I'm going to try to conquer my fears again. Across the other side of... Oh, Jesus. The problem is, with me conquering my fears, I know that there's an actual saber-tooth behind me, which is... makes this a little scarier, to be honest, because the fake noises I'm perceiving, some of them could be real. And that's not a good position to be in. A little extra paranoia. Okay. Rationalized everything. Let's go inward. And the direction of, like, for lack of a better term, the wind particles indicates the direction you need to go for your fear conquering. Next time I have a fear, I should just go hysterics and fast travel back home, though. Because I'm getting pretty tired and have not found an outsider this direction at all. Now, the other thing I could do is ignore the game and just, like, pass a generation with my reinforcements. But and then next generation might have some, you know, other outsiders. There will be a new, because anytime you pass a generation, you kind of accelerate time by like, 15 years or so, which replenishes outsiders and other events. Says it was still good. If you're ever wondering if it's rotten or not, if you inspect it individually, you'll like make happy noises if it's not rotten and not, and that won't be true for when it's rotten. So we have discovered the Jut Out Boulder Oasis. For the sake of tracking where I am, if you're wondering, I'll mark this where it is on the map. So, for indication, that purple X kind of in the direction that I'm pointing is where we are right now. That red is the fire smoke that you saw from the meteorite that was way up on the plateau, and we are at that purple X. I am going to make this oasis a temporary bed spot so I can recoup my sleep without having to relocate or anything like that. Because the oases, as I said before, is generally safe compared to any old spot on the ground. Because they're sort of secluded. They're not perfectly safe, Like the last time I was at Oasis, a yellow tiger thingy, saber-tooth, did try to kill me. So you can't just assume you'll be fine, but you're safer than average. Cheers, and yes, this was a long trip. There's also a benefit to doing things like building over and over and over. It helps to reinforce the neurons. And I just matured the settlement neuron, which is a building one, I think. So here we are. Once connected, one less item is needed to complete a construction. It was indeed a building neuron. So you do the things that you do often, you get better at, which, you know, makes a heck of a lot of sense. We also got a mirror neuron, allowing me to tell members in my group to mimic my actions. So, like, if I grab a stick, they grab a stick. It is now possible to ask clan members to mimic the grabbing of an item, then eating it as if it's food. After having grabbed an item, double tap right mouse for the clan members to mimic me grabbing the thing. Pretty awesome. One of the oases was awful. You could get a tiger spawn back to back over and over and over. Yeah, that's brutal. Not all of them are awesome in terms of how safe they are. And tiger spawn when you don't have a weapon is like way more annoying to deal with. Alright, Operation Find an Outsider. Let's keep going. So I'm going to stop going north and start working my way back inward into the interior. So I'm not traveling farther from my home. I'm just sort of exploring the perimeter area. Because I don't want to go way, way far away. Sleeping warthogs, I'll leave them alone. Because I can't metabolize meat, there really isn't much of an advantage to killing them. Ooh, I grabbed, okay. Now, you do hit milestones for killing animals. Like, towards being, oh, speaking of which, towards being like an apex predator. But I'm trying to work towards the very specific goal of befriending outsiders. And I don't want to lose focus on that. So the cats, as with most animals, have like ranges, and they will prey on anything within their range. But they don't try to follow you infinitely. So it's way more easy to picture like a crocodile sitting in a swamp, where like if you're in the swamp, yeah, it's gonna want to do something about you. The crocodiles have just such a clearly denoted range because they essentially stay within their swamp. Same with, you know, other critters like hyenas, hippos, etc. So if I leave their territory, they're more likely to leave me alone. Alright, zone conquered. Let's head to the light. I think I heard a real roar as I was conquering my fear. Could be wrong. My guard is up. And yes, like, going to water and drinking absolutely puts you in a point of vulnerability. When you have to drop your weapon and have your back turned towards, like, the jungle. Not close enough. Should be like, milestone, you took a shower. All right, the Great Lakeside Oasis. Any outsiders? No. I am standing. Okay. Let's head there. Now, if I can't find outsiders, today, I will try to pass a generation to increase my odds. Yeah, this Oasis is a nice little spot. One of the advantages of Oasis that isn't, like, way up in the mountains is it's easy to return home to. Because, like, if you have an Oasis that's, like, way vertical, it takes so long to climb there. At the end of, like, a long day, it can be a real pain. Essentially, if you're way too secluded in terms of your protection, it's also just super annoying to get there, obviously. Okay, I see a big cat right underneath the point that we're headed towards, but you know what? I am not deterred. Partially because I know I can just get up in a tree and they'll leave me alone. Where'd it go, though? Oh, now we're freaking out. Great. Panic while, we know we have big cats around us. Good times. What else is there? We might need to go for food sources or something. Or like out of discoveries. Oh, I thought I could grab. Could not. Oh, hello! This is a bad situation I'm in. Hey, kitty, you can't swim, can you? And this is where our stamina's running out. Swimming for a long time, not so good for your lifespan. Luckily, it didn't whittle down on my lifespan. I still had a little bit of stamina left. Now, where that... Okay, that cat hasn't moved. It's still on that, like, little inlet. Good. I almost had an Anakin situation there. Oh man, I was hungry. Just burning a bunch of calories, trying not to die drowning, does that for you. Okay, we conquered our fears. Now it's time to go towards the white light without going towards the afterlife white light. Why did I do that again? Is Kitty still there? Yeah, I'm gonna need to find a better way to cross the water, because this is not a sustainable way to do it. Getting that branch would be ideal, I just don't know how to snag it. So maybe recovering our stamina on this rock, and then swimming a bit. Here we go. Yeah, this will do. Right into where you are. Which is fine. Oh, because I can climb vertical. Let's get to the white light before I go full hysterics. Perfect. Not super elegant, but it worked. Alright, the discovery point is right above me, and we found what? Where the rivers meet. Alright, outsiders. I am super not seeing any. So I think the consequence is I'm going to intentionally go hysterical here in a second. So I'm going to go out this direction. And then I'm going to pass a generation. So head home and pass a generation is my goal, because I'm tired of looking for outsiders that don't seem to exist. And for like incest game mechanic reasons, passing a generation, I think, guarantees that there's new outsiders. Because if you only have like one bloodline of all related within your clan, you would need to introduce an outsider. So if you're looking for outsiders, passing generations is one way to guarantee it. Is that another cat? Yeah, it's another one. Oh, yep. I was hoping that I would just like magically get a magically find like a outsider as I'm heading to this spot. But alright, let's go full panic on purpose. Free trip home. Alright, we're going full ape. Normally when you're at a 0 dopamine level and you're panicking like this, you'd be running forward, but I climbed a tree to kind of make it so that I couldn't just get like ganked. Because I'm gonna stand here until I go hysterical and go home. Now, questions for you guys. My plan was to pass generations so that the elders die, the adults become elders, and the young grow up. And in order to do that, we need to decide what our reinforcements are. So, vote for reinforcements. We could go for group preservation, tool making, communication, or senses. That's how I'm going to sort of like group these together, if you will. So what do you think is most important? So if we go group preservation, I would get group defense. I would lock in group defense as a reinforcement and like group preservation as a reinforcement so that the group can defend and fight. If we go for tool making, I would lock in like the controlling strength and stripping and things like that so that we can make tools next generation instead. If we go for communication, I would go for mimicry and self-empowerment and building and those kind of things. And if we go for senses, I'll go for sound echolocation, olfactory stuff, you know, to be able to analyze our environment more effectively. All right, here's the poll. Where's the poll? There's the poll up there, and I'll give you 1 minute to vote in that. And the way this works is all of the adults that we have will become elders, and then the children will become adults. So the children that we have, let me drop off our children so they can analyze them. Some of the children have genetic mutations, and a result of having genetic mutations, so Wum here, for instance, will have the genetic mutation of intelligence. Kyo has the genetic mutation of metabolism. They'll become adults, and if we evolve, those adult mutations can be locked in to then carry over to next generation, to forever generations. So right now what I'm doing is I'm dropping the children off and analyzing their mutations. So we have Sick with a communications, Giro with a dexterity mutation, and all of these children that we have mutations, and we know they have mutations because they were subjected to radiation from the meteorite strike. So a little fantasy, but still, it guarantees it. So in my opinion, it's kind of best to have 6 kids, subject them to mutations through a meteorite strike, and then pass the generation. That's kind of the optimal way to progress. So then this individual has motricity, and the last one has dexterity. Thank you for tuning in to Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. I'm not, however, looking for feedback. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow ancestors.